What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. It's Rahul. I'm Rahul Reddy. You know me as Rahul Reddy. Let's jump into it. Today's video is going to be on Rapid Strike Urshifu. Once again, I know there's a bunch of cool new decks coming out, like these Evolution decks. Glaceon is doing something. Leafeon's doing something. Jolteon's really popping off. But because I can't get my hands on Jolteon V tin codes just yet, we're going to go and talk about this Rapid Strike Urshifu Zeraora deck that looks really, really cool. I've been playing with it a little bit on ladder, and I am a huge fan. So let's jump right into it. If you guys are enjoying the content, obviously like, subscribe. We are very close to 3,000. Yeah, that's hype. Well, here it is. Here is the Rapid Strike Urshifu. He is a friend of the channel. Everyone here knows that I love my big blue bear. This card is absolutely broken. Gale Thrust does a lot of damage for one energy card and has a VMAX Rapid Flow, which also does a ton of damage to two bench Pokemon, setting up almost perfect knockouts across the board, establishing a really easy way to map your prizes. Now, we have our, not this guy, Passimian, throwing coach, that gives you that plus 30 damage to V and GX Pokemon from your Rapid Strike Pokemon's attack. But when some things get knocked out, sometimes we got to clean up and do a little more damage to the bench. That's where this guy comes into play. Zeraora V has Cross Fist. For a lightning and double close, 100 plus 160 if your Rapid Strike Pokemon used an attack last turn. The 160 is to a bench mon, but it's very hard to power up out of the blue lightning type without Coco Prism. You know, lightning typing is a very difficult typing to kind of work into it. But because we don't really use Gale Thrust too much with Rapid Strike Urshifu, we can kind of play Raihans. So that kind of plays into our favor. Really like that. We have all the supporting staff that we always do. One Medicham, one Crobat, the 4-4. We have a 2-1 line of Inteleon here just because we can't really fit everything we want to if we do a full set of line. Like if we go to the full Inteleon line, the full Urshifu line, well, all the fun cards we want to try out are going to be kind of kicked out of the meta or the deck here. One copy of E-Search, E-Switch, Rope, Switch, Rod, a bunch of one-offs just because we could find them, and it makes it really easy to get the ball rolling there. Telescopic Sight, obviously one of the strongest one-off tools that we have in our deck. If we can get onto the Urshifu and get the 150s to the 180s off, that's very strong. Or we can get onto the Zeraora, which with the in tandem with the Passimian would do 220, and most VMAX Pokemon have 320 or less, so getting that first Cross Fist into the second Cross Fist is really relevant. 210 is also a nice amount of HP because it survives a lot of the big guys' attacks. Yeah, this just puts you into a good spot where you just have to chain Raihan. So with that, I know getting too much into it, let's play some games. I have been streaming a lot on Twitch, just kind of getting the ball rolling, playing some standard, playing some tournaments wherever I can. Obviously, some of the tournament schedules are a little bit hard for me to make because I work and then I usually go to the gym and do some stuff. So yeah, it's just a little bit hard for me to make some of these tournaments in the evenings, but when I can, I'm trying my best to make them, and they're a lot of fun. This format is a lot of fun. It feels like Pokemon is back in some capacity. It feels like Pokemon is in a good spot, in a healthy spot in the meta, way better than tag teams. The format just changed way quickly, way fast. Now, this hand is really good. If we top deck like a quick ball, that'd be probably the best top deck we could get, because we want to put this Rapid Strike energy probably on the Urshifu, as opposed to the Zeraora. But it doesn't matter really, so we can just put it there. We can do this. We can get energy attachment down. And we'll Crobat for 3 just because I want to see some more cards. We did see an Urshifu, I guess, but it's not the right one. We drew into a Rod as well, which is a little bit unfortunate, so my greed got punished. We're up against a Charmander deck. Okay, interesting. With the Gormandai Snorlax. I was talking to a friend about this the other day, and I think if we did not have Marnie in the format, this card would be probably one of the most played cards in the entire format. Just like a simple, like, this card can be splashed into anything. This card has, like, a lot of potential across the board. Like, I don't know. This card is just one of the most insane cards in a long time. Now, we missed the Lightning Energy, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we can still Level Ball the active. Yeah, we can still Level Ball the active, attach to the active, just to give ourselves a free retreating / Raihan option, I guess. I think I'm just going to grab the quick ball. Make sure the other Urshifu's in here. My hand is a little bit dead, but we do have, if we can survive this turn out, then our hand is pretty good. But we have to make it through this turn. So our two options here are obviously to attach to the bench. and leave the active going. And I think we can just, but we're going to go Shady Dealings in the active spot anyway. But we can just find a switching card next turn, so let's just attach to the bench, spread out our options, make it good. Now, this isn't a great display of the deck, but this also happens with, like, Rapid Strike Urshifu as well, because you just kind of find yourself with these awkward hands here and there. And this list only plays one Marnie, is something that I did not mention, actually. So it's a little bit of a, you kind of are, like, committed to researching, like, every turn, or Raihaning every turn. We got the opponent has their Zard up and running. I believe this is the Leon Zard. Yeah, 100 plus 50 for each Zard. They are discarding through the deck. A Candy hits the discard. A Quick Ball. That's one Leon, at least. I don't think this accelerates to itself besides... Yeah, so he has to actually attach twice to this Royal Blaze, which does mean it takes a little bit longer for the board to set up. It does mean I can't snipe everything I want to. We do survive. That's important. So we can get Shady Dealings up and running. Shady Dealings. We can grab ourselves the Research for sure, and probably the Evo Incense. I think those are the two best cards because we're going to want to grab the... maybe we should grab Level Ball so we could have actually just chained into the Urshifu, which I think I'm going to do anyway now. But we do lose both our Inteleons, so maybe I should have grabbed Marnie. Hindsight is 20/20 here. Incense is fine here. We know he's not going to attack into us. So maybe I can just hold this hand, which I might just do here. Attach here. Retreat this into this. And we'll just bring up the threat. We'll just bring it up and hit it. Now I have a ping option to knock it out next turn. Important to note that my rod was already gone. That was a really heads up play. If I just continued into the pattern of playing into what my hand had for me, I would have been a little bit bummed out next turn when I didn't have the option to discard and draw some more cards with quick shooting. Or not quick shooting. Discard, and then this Drizzile is now stuck where it is. Now, it's really important to note that it looks like my opponent's engine is a Leon engine, or not, Raihan engine. So taking a knockout and making it like 3 knockouts in one turn, or yoga looping here, is something that could really, really, really punish them hard. So like this next turn, now that they're at 150, Yoga Loop can come in next turn, get me that extra turn. I can knock out both the Chinchino and a Charmander, completely wiping the board after using Rapid Flow, and then I can come back into the Zeraora and then Cross Fist and take out 2 more guys. And so at that point, I should have won the game, because that's 5 prizes in effectively 2 turns. So Boss's Orders comes through onto the Medicham, which is what I would have gone into anyway. All four Leons to the discard. So now our opponent is at critical mass with Royal Blaze and can one-shot pretty much everything in our deck. I don't know why they're attaching to the active. I don't think there's a way that they can attack this turn. If I'm not mistaken. This is, like, I would want the Medicham in the active anyway, and Tower of Waters is there. So I think bossing the Crobat was the correct decision, all things considered. We did miss the energy, but the plan was to go ahead and Yoga Loop there, put them into a situation that they couldn't play out of, and when they do that, then we can do the chain, as you guys saw. The deck has a lot of potential onto that bench snipe. It's like all of a sudden, you go from 0 to 100 with that critical mass, especially with the Zeraora, because it adds that element of bench damage. So Rapid Strike, it's still really, really good, despite faltering a little bit in the meta, despite having all these decks like Suicune, Ludicolo, Jolteon V, Inteleon, all these decks that are coming up and doing really well. I would showcase these decks as well. Suicune will be Wednesday's video, I hope so. So you guys should check that out for sure. There's a lot of other content content creators already doing Suicune and Jolteon, all these top decks. I want to kind of feature some of these like secondary tier guys. So remember to like, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.